Thank you very much for joining, and I'm glad you took the decision to join because you're now thinking about how can I save some time and become a better salesperson, and that's a choice you've taken because you want to improve yourself, and that's the top of Maslow's hierarchy. When you improve yourself, you're at the top of that hierarchy. So well done, you. I was in a similar situation some years back. I had a business and I was developing software that I wanted to take to market, and I had a big sales team, and we were using a CRM system that's well known, but it just didn't give us the edge. It just didn't provide the salespeople the tool that they really needed. It was good for reporting, it gave me some nice graphics, etc., but it just didn't help much. And as many of you know, salespeople are not always the best people to do administration and putting high quality data. And that's why I decided to build JeffreyAI. I decided to do something about this. I decided to create a piece of software that can help you do more by putting in certain processes and teach the software how you work as an individual, and take away some of these administrative tasks that you do when you're communicating and engaging with other people. And I am going to start sharing my screen. I'm gonna go in and show you JeffreyAI, but just before I do that, just to give you a little bit stats on some of the KPIs of people who are using CRM systems today. 74% improved their customer relationship. So that's a KPI that indicates it makes sense to use software that gives you customer relationship management and engagement. And 40% reduced their cost, which is fantastic. And there's tons of other KPIs out there that would argue why to use software to help you engage with your clients or with your leads. Okay, so now you got a little bit of the story of why I built JeffreyAI, and let me just share my screen. Okay, so the first thing you get to when you go into Jeffrey is you get to your login pages. It's on the crm.jeffreyai.com. If you want to, you can go and create your account right now. It's free. You can play around with it. You can teach your AI to do certain things for you, and you can start to build your sales flow absolutely free. But get your account, and once you have that, log in. The first thing you're presented with here is the dashboard. It's where people can see what's happening in the business. How many organizations am I working with today? How many contacts do I have? What activity is happening? I can see emails I've been receiving. I can see a call have been scheduled. All these activities is the combination of my sales team's effort. And additionally, I can see what's happening in the business. How are the opportunities moving around throughout the different periods? And a little bit of our team productivity. If you want to understand are we performing what we hope for, then we have KPIs to do that. So this is nice data. It's nice to see, and for some people it's the way that you work. You reach your KPIs and you move forward. But this is not really what JeffreyAI is about. Jeffrey is about taking away administrative tasks. Jeffrey is about minimizing task switching, and I met a guy recently, a guy called Eric Partaker. He was voted the CEO of the year in 2019, and he authored a book on how to get 13 weeks back in your life. And one of the topics that he mentions there is that task switching takes a lot of your time away. Every time you need to move something from A to B, it's easily 10-15 minutes of your time. You lose concentration before and you lose concentration after this task switching, and you need to minimize those, and JeffreyAI does exactly that. So before I go into the bits that automate JeffreyAI, I'm just going to show you a little bit of the dates that we hold in there. So obviously we hold contact details, and contact details is your customers, it's your leads, it's your suppliers, it could be employees, but anything that you would engage with on an ongoing basis. And this is shown by, a fairly straightforward grid view. You could also get it displayed by have customers shown by who is active, who have you completed your engagement with, etc. So we have the Kanban boards, and we have that for different parts of the system. Our search facilities is very, very quick, very easy. If I wanted to find a contact, it's search across anything that's in there. So anything that now has JeffreyAI, for example, is listed in here. I could also just type in my name, and there you go. Up I come, and when I click on myself, I get the details of Jimmy. Jimmy is engaged in 2 conversations at the moment with our automation, and he's part of one group and has one tag. Let's see what that tag is. He's an owner. Yeah, that makes sense. And what I get here is what have happened with this contact. I see the emails that have been sent and received, and any activities, any newsletters. There's a newsletter there. I see notes that have been added, and I could, from within here, write myself an email or defer to a future date. Or I could set up a meeting or create a task, and everything in here gets recorded on that contact. So you now have one point of view from anything that have happened with your contact. How many times have you sit and tried to find an email for someone that sent you some information 2 months ago, and you can't find it? You received it, but it's just not there. With JeffreyAI, you just go onto the contact and it's there. You can even filter on your emails by just clicking on the fast filters that we built. So it's all about giving you the information super fast, and allow you to see what happens with this contact that I'm working with. Okay. Now engagements is what conversations are we having with this engagement. In this case, he's in an email campaign and he's a new customer lead engagement. I'm gonna show you what that means, but now I understand very quickly that I have 2 types of engagement with this lead, and that's very valuable if you're cross-selling or you're a large organization that is having different types of conversations with the same contact. Okay, so this is what you use that for. Right, so if I go in, I'll just show you how easy it is just to go in and do an activity. I'll go in and create a task, which is okay, so send demo 1, JeffreyAI.com, an email with the word JeffreyAI live. What I've done is demo 1 is my account that I'm currently using for the account I'm demonstrating from here, and I've taught that one that if anyone sends me an email with this word, they'll get an auto reply, and I can have all sort of different type of combinations in here. with different sentences that I can analyze and then auto reply. So it just takes a little bit away. It could be send me some pricing. All right. And okay, task is created. I have all the information. I go in and edit. I could go in and delete the task. But again, one view of the world, and I do that with organizations as well. So similar to contacts, I'll have organizations. Let me see if I can find an organization that have a little bit detail. There's nothing on this one, but we'll have a map of where the organization is located. If the organization has any opportunities that we're working with, it's all calculated onto that organization as well. And if we have a contact or team of people that we are communicating with, we'll have them in the contact section here. I think this one we don't have any contact. Well, we do 2 contacts that is associated with this organization. So again, very quick overview of organization, how much business we are having with these guys, who are the people that we're speaking to. I'll show you groups. So groups is where we sector or segment our leads and our customers. It's where we segment how do we want to communicate with our contacts. And in here, you create your segmentation. We call them groups. And then you add in your contact. So we go into your contact. Jack Wild here, I want him added into a group. And I can then select my group. It could be rebranding, off you go. And then we'll have Jack in our group for rebranding, okay? So segment, use this for how you engage with your contacts, really. And in addition to that, with activities. So activities is, it's what tells you what you do next. Okay, we all know that everyone have tried to have a manager. Either the manager gives you a bunch of activities you need to do for the day and off you go, or you prepared your own list of activities that you need to do for the day and you try to complete them. In here you'll have the same. We'll have a list of activities, and again this is something you can go in and you have drag and drop dashboards, so you can quickly change the status of where the task is. But I think what is more important here is that it's not all about just having a list of tasks. What is important here is that the AI or sales flows can create these tasks for you. So when you trained up your model of how you do your sales, what is your sales process looking like? Is it a newsletter sent out, a follow-up email, a call, another email, and another call? Anytime a person needs to do an action, an activity will help you understand that that's part of your sales flow. So once you have that, all the activities is created for you. It's not a manager. You don't have to do it yourself. The system will do it for you. Okay, and you can tick off the activities as you get them done. You just go in and mark them as done, and that's it. Now the sales process will know that, hey, this is done. We can move on to the next step in our sales flow. So very powerful tool, very, very easy to understand. And I think the most great thing here is that every time something happens in here, on my dashboard, in my activity list, I'll get an update. And I'll get an update if my colleague, who is also selling, did something that was relevant to me. So suddenly I become aware of everything that happens. And I think that's really, really important when you are a successful business, communicating and engaging with customers around you. Additionally, we have notifications. The activities will remind you. It'll send you an email or it'll notify you within JeffreyAI and say, hey, you need to do this, or it should have been done a day ago. What's happening? And with notifications, you can just get a trigger or something to help you remind you that there was something you should have done, and in your sales flow, you can't get past that step until you ticked it off as complete, or you've done something about it. And again, that just helps you move things forward, and that's what it's all about, is moving things forward, but without having to have people telling you to do it, or actually having to prepare it yourself. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing, which is key, and I think that's our opportunities. So opportunities is our sales funnels. It's where we get the business from. It's how we know how far are we in our sales cycle when we are speaking to new leads. And here's my example of a sales funnel, but you could have your sales funnel the way that you want it. It's very, very simple, and what you do, you can see I have quite a few bits and pieces of sales funnel in here. You go in and click your settings button, and then you can go in and start to create my leads, whatever it is. Save that, and then you have your own my leads column. Maybe you want to move that around to somewhere else, and that's it. Move your columns around so you have a chronological order of how your sales funnel is looking like. And that's just nice. It's very easy to work with, and gives you a quick understanding of where's my business coming, where is it in a status. Now again, I don't want you to go in and have to update these opportunities. Of course, what I do want you to do is I want to go in and what's the business about, where did it come from, when do we expect to close the business. I want of course you to go in and fill information of how big of a chunk of business is this, but I don't want you to do anything else. After that's done, we know what the business is all about. Let the sales flow take over. Let it do the tedious job of moving it from here to here. You don't need the system to do that. Once you have your sales flow defined and it knows the process, it will do that for you. That's another task switching exercise that you just saved there. So this is where we have all the smart stuff, all the brain of JeffreyAI. This is what we call our engagement. This is sales flow, and I'm going to show you a fairly simple one, which is you'll have some KPIs of emails that have been sent, the groups, my segmentation that I'm engaging, and some individually selected contacts that might be part of this. But I can go in, I can define what is my flow, what is it that I'm doing when I do business. And this is where I build it all up. Okay, this is where I tell my sales process, do I need to do a phone call? Okay, I can do it on a certain date. I can leave the date out. I don't need a date, but I just want to do a phone call. And I might want to have a response. Was the call successful? Okay, we want to have a call to understand was this successful or not. The reason why I want that is that when we do a call within JeffreyAI, it will capture that. It'll ask you, was the call successful? If you say yes, it'll go down the yes line here. It'll move the contact into that direction, and it might be that you say, well, yes, the call was successful. I want to create a new opportunity. In the new lead column, and the conversation that I had was about 10 licenses of that product. Off you go. Okay. I might need to do another call just to say, hi, did you, how is it going? I'll put that call in again. And I might just want to say, okay, I've given you the call. Let me send you an email with some pricing information, or let me send you an email, newsletter, whatever it is. If I send an email, I have two forms of emails. I can either use our email editor, which is like a template creator, template product that we can apply, newsletters into, or I can redirect it to my AI, which has predefined emails, and just say this is the one that I want to send. So it could be pricing. Okay, redirected. Comes up with my pricing info. Up you go. So now I know this pricing goes out, and at the same time, what I want to do is I want him to join our newsletter. So I'm gonna move him over to our newsletter process. Okay, so we'll have a newsletter. Okay, so it gets down to that step, sending pricing. I joined him over to the newsletter engagement. So now I know I have 2 engagements, and I still have a step here that I want to complete, which is if I didn't have a successful call, what do I do? Well, I don't have an opportunity yet, so I don't think that makes sense. I could wait, and I could probably wait, let's say 3 days. Okay, we'll wait 3 days, and what do? We'll give him another call, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and that might be the end of that. Nothing more to do. Once you've defined your sales flow and you're ready to go, what happens is that your contacts that's associated, you saw before that I showed that your group or contact can be associated to a sales engagement. It will flow through this process. Okay, and because I connected it to another engagement over here, and I can continue my building of the existing engagement. Now I suddenly can split my engagement into 2 directions without having to do anything. The sales flow does it for me, and I save some more time. Okay, so I've now designed my sales flow. I have a little bit history of what the changes have been. I'll get some stats out of it, which gives me, what's happened lately. And that's it. That's my sales flow. And every time I add in a contact into my sales flow, it starts from step 1. And I can just show you what step 1 is all about. I'll just go to my edit. So here is the email templates I mentioned to you before. So this is an email that goes out in step 1. It's just an introduction email. But what you can do in your email templates here, you have your structure of how you format a message, and you can define that, add in sections with buttons and titles and descriptions, etc. Let's see, upload. Just upload a simple image. Add that button. I don't think I want that. Scale the image down. Go back. Secondary image. No. Okay. So I can go in, do my templates, update it. It's fairly quickly. Put in my text. Make it look nice, and that's it. Or I could go in and create a completely new template. Okay, I'll show you how that works. So in here, I have some predefined templates. Some of those I've already filled in a lot of data. I'll go in and select one, and it has some data filled in already. So basically I can now reuse a lot of the emails that I'm sending out that I use for engaging with the businesses that I'm working with today. And I can do that very quickly. And I don't need to be an expert. I don't need to write fantastic HTML. It's very, very quick. Put in my message, how are you doing? And that's as simple as that. Okay. Now, how do you get this going? Well, so what you can see is I have a starting date and I have an end date. This is when this engagement is active. Or I can of course go in and change my engagement end date to run for longer if I want that. So you do go in and define when does this engagement, when is it relevant. And for example, for this event today, for a lot of you, I might have your email because I'm connected to you on LinkedIn. And what I will do is I'll just send you a follow-up email and make sure that, if you had any questions, etc., we can clear those out. But most importantly, I just want to make sure that, this is something that you can use yourself. If you're a freelancer, if you're thinking about setting up your own business, if you know a business already that could, benefit from this, this is something that you could get up and start with very, very quickly. And you can start free. If we look at our subscription packages that we provide as part of this, you have the free package as long as you want, and this is what you get in there, full functionality, but just the limit with how many contacts you can have in there, and we think that's fair enough. At least that gets you going, and you can do some sales with Jeffrey. You can teach it. You can build up your perfect way of engaging, and once you have that, you grow your business, you grow your engagements, and you might choose to pay us £15 a month for the next level. Hey, it's extremely cheap. I promised you that I'll tell you a way to save you 2 hours a week. If you look at that on a yearly basis, that's 90 hours. That's more than 2 weeks of worth of work on a yearly basis. How much is that worth in your time? And I think I'm not charging more than a couple of hours in saving you that. So I think the calculation is very simple. Now, anyone who wants to try JeffreyAI, I'm just going to show you that all the email correspondence, we'll be able to capture that in JeffreyAI. I have in JeffreyAI what I call AI email. So I have my personal email. This is me. This is my correspondence. And then I have what is called a shared email. And the shared email is what I use for my sales engagements or my marketing campaigns, etc. What is more generic type of communication. In both instances, all the emails that comes in that are related to a contact is stored on a contact. Okay, so it means I still get all my information saved in one location. But the important part here, the difference is that the personal email, anything else is personal. I don't want anyone else to see that. While the shared email is for everyone. Everyone who is selling in my business or connected to my workspace here can see any correspondence and email in and out, and that's stored in our inbox and outbox. I'll just show you a quick look. If I have an email here that was sent, a lot of content in there. Let me find something else. Here's another email, I got from Microsoft. It looks pretty nice. It's presented in a nice way. The same in my outbox. This is my AI saying I couldn't reply to an email I received, and that happens when you train up your email AI. What happens is that sometimes it doesn't know how to reply, and I'll just show you how I teach my AI. I have this little nice brain head icon, and this is where I teach what to reply. I go in and create scripts. Before I do that, I'll just show you what the result of that is. So for example, here I received an email. It had this text in it. And when I test what is the reply, I'll see this is what the AI would reply. Okay, so you can build up your response, and by all means, it's not very complex, and it can reply to multiple questions at the same time. So if you have 3 or 4 questions in one email, it'll analyze the whole email and find any of the responses that it can identify, and it will reply back to all the 4 questions in one email as well. But in this instance, if you want to try it, send an email to demo1@jeffreyai.com with this word in there, and then see the reply. I haven't made it look nice and tidied up yet, but you'll see that it can reply. Okay, and I think that is the most important part. So I'm just going to create another script, another tag. What I can do with these is that if someone sends me an email and says, "Hey, I saw your website. I'm interested in your product," I want to know. I want to know immediately, because I'm the sales guy who's probably going to close this person. So even though the AI might get this email and might reply for me, then I want to know, because I want to engage with that person very, very quickly. Okay, and we're probably going to qualify this lead because he's asking for pricing. Activate the script. We're gonna have a header which would be hi. I could, if it was a contact that I knew already, add a tag. So it would be hi, first name. It will pick up the name from my contact. In this instance, I don't know the guy, so I'll just say hi. I'll put in here's your pricing. Footer, that's also one of the nice things. I can just copy my my footer or my signature from my Outlook. So if I just go into my Outlook, open that up quickly. Go to my signatures. See for Jeffrey. You see I have tons of emails, I have tons of businesses, and I need an assistant to keep me activated, and Jeffrey does that for me. So this is brilliant. Let me get my signature, if I can find that. And we'll just insert signature. Okay, I'll just copy my signature from my Outlook back into Jeffrey. There you go. I'll keep my icon. I'll just put it to the left. Save. That's it. Done. So if anyone sends me or sends JeffreyAI on demo1@jeffreyai.com an email with, "Do you have some pricing?" you'll get a reply. And you can be 200 people sending that message right now. I've only written this once. That's it. It'll do that forever until I deactivate that. Hey, and I think small things, it all adds up. Okay, so this is really powerful, and you can do this for leads, for customers, for suppliers, for your team. If you want to engage in a team manner, use it for that, and make sure you have as much in there that you want to automate as much as possible. And that's the automation, that's the sales flows, is the things that help you minimize task switching, is the things that help you get more done, because the sales flows will process all the activities that needs to happen, and where it can do it manually, it'll do it. Where it can do it automatically, it will do it. So there's so many arguments to why you should do this, and I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show you with JeffreyAI today. So what I'd like to do now is have any questions that you might have. I know there's been a few that have asked some questions in advance, so I'm just going to go through some of those questions. that we've been given so far. So one of the questions I received is there cross-team visibility into information such as contact notes, telephone calls, and tasks? And yes, there is. So as I mentioned, your contacts, you can, all of the communication, all of the engagement is stored on the contact, and any team members that's associated with your workspace can see that. So I can see at the moment I only have one user, but I could invite any number of users into my workspace, and everybody who's in my workspace can see any of the communication that is on the contact. Someone asked, how do I receive reminders to follow up with sales contacts? And again, this can be done two ways. Either you, on your contacts, you'll put in a reminder that can either be a meeting reminder, or it can be your sales flow. Your sales flow can help you create the reminders that is required at certain periods of time. So yes, you can do that. So how many AIs can I train as part of the free package? Okay, so let me put it this way. You can create as many free packages as you like. So you know, if you want to do that, and you can get the AI to train each other. So if you taught or trained an AI, you can get that to train another workspace AI by providing certain commands. But end of the day, ideally, if you have a business, you probably want everything within the same workspace, and you just want to train up that one AI and make that one perfect. If you have multiple businesses and you want the AI to train the other AI, we can take you through how that process works. You can even have the AI battles with each other and see which one can have the longest conversation. It's quite fun. But yeah, you can have multiple AIs. Just create more packages. How can I use JeffreyAI to convert more leads? Is one of the questions. Well, you know, I've shown the sales flows. Go in and define your sales flow. What is it that you think you need to do? Some of the clever people who analyzes all that detail says, you know, in some instances you need as many as 18 engagements before customers are likely to buy from you. And in fact, you need more than 12 for 75% of your leads to buy from you. So you can see you need quite a bit of engagements. It's not going to be on the first, second, and third engagement with a lead that they're going to buy something from you. You need something that's long-termed, and you need something that you can keep on top of. And I know it can be difficult, because if you want to engage with someone for at least 12 times, that's a year. That's a year of communication, possibly. And how easy is it to forget something over that year? It's very easy. It's very easy that things drop down on the floor. It's very easy that you don't remember that you had this conversation with that person on an email 11 months ago. And you will also see that there are people who leave the business, and then all the leads they were working with, what happens with them? Well, in Jeffrey, you just reassign them and you let someone else take over. It's very, very simple. With the sales flow, you just throw in 1,000 leads, and the sales flow will start chew through those 1,000 leads. And you can get the leads in very, very quickly. On the contacts, you go in, you click import, select your file, upload it. More importantly, I'll disclose that on our roadmap, we have some very, very exciting things coming during this year. We have 2 applications that are used to help you find leads. We call them lead finder apps. So the lead finder apps will automatically create your leads in JeffreyAI once you subscribe to your packages. And then you have your JeffreyAI do your sales process automation. And as we make JeffreyAI better more and more parts of the sales process automation will be automated, which means less and less time is spent on low value things, and you can focus and close more business and do things that higher value to you as a person. I have another question here. Can you post a video of Battle of AIs on LinkedIn? I could, yeah. That would be a funny one to do, but absolutely, I'll put that together and see how the conversation goes. I think that the most funny part is that if it's two different people who trained up their AI independently, not knowing each other, and see which one can take it the longest, that's where it's the most fun. But yeah, I'll put something like that together, and we'll see where that goes. I have another question here. Security. What security do you provide as part of this? So first of all, the JeffreyAI data center is in the cloud. It's on Microsoft Azure, which is certified. Security there is extremely high, and any data that's transported across from the data center till your computer is all encrypted, highly encrypted. So it's very secure. All that data is protected. And what we do also provide is that if you do want to have two-factor authentication, just go in and activate it. If I can find that, it's probably in my settings here. Account defaults require two-factor. Go and activate it. Decide if you want to use, Google or Microsoft Authenticator, or get an SMS with a code. Every time you log in, you'll be asked to do that. So yes, it's very secure. Someone asked, are there any hidden charges within JeffreyAI? For example, wanted to send out multiple campaigns within a specific time period. No, there is no hidden charges. What we provide you is what we have in our subscriptions. So once you're on the free package, as I say, you can do as much as you like up for your first 100 contacts, and you get all of it. It's all included, full package. And if you compare this with some of the other tools that might be able to do some sales engagements, we give you everything. There's not something where you pay for a little bit, it makes you very interested, and you put a little bit of effort, and then you need to pay a little bit more and a little bit more. That's not how we work. It's all based around how much business do we give you. And we believe that if we give you business that can manage up to 100 of your contacts, that's a very good start for you. And it still costs us money, but our hope, of course, is that you win more business and you get to the point and say, well, this is good. I want to support these guys and subscribe to the package and get more business to myself. And that's the win-win. It's one of the 7 habits that you do business in. And I love that way of working. I don't know. I don't have any more questions, Catherine, but what I'd like to do and give you the opportunity to do is, email us, email Catherine, ask me, you have my LinkedIn connection, ask me questions if there's something that you wanna know, or just go onto JeffreyAI, download Jeffrey, get it going. We will provide you as part of this some assistance to get you onboarded. So by participating in this event, you'll get your free account. You'll get a free coaching session with one of our JeffreyAI consultants who will help you just get you set up so you can get things moving. And then we'll provide you some free email templates that looks nice. I think we have 10 email templates on how you just re-engage with a customer. Some of those things you get free. So get connected, get going, and I hope that if you want to save the 2 hours a week, sell more, and that's all from me. So thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best. Bye.